So we're gonna talk about. It's a whole lot of anniversaries happening this year, like 10-year anniversaries, the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, and Afghanistan, and 10-year of Occupy, the 50-year of
Shit, it's about to be 2 years of the Rona just roning through the country, son. Damn.
It's crazy. So we have this and then people are like walking off of jobs. We have extreme inequality. We had January 6th.
Oh wait. Just to be clear. Just to be clear, right? There's no more unemployment, right?
Unemployment is over. Everyone.
It's over, right?
Everyone has their kids.
Are people rushing to take these crappy jobs?
Now, everyone has their kids working at McDonald's now. Everyone has their grandmothers working at Kinko's
for free. Now, what was that? What was that? The conservative pundits were talking about people are just lazy, don't want to work because of all this bonus unemployment. What was that?
Oh yeah. I heard that people are still not fucking going to these jobs. People are still not showing up. So
but they're just lazy and just living up on living lavishly on $300 a week. What happened to that?
So I want to throw back to the 1920s for you guys.
It's not enough to pay their rent for the month, but they're just living lavishly.
So I want to talk about. I want to compare the inequalities in the 1920s, and then we're going to talk about. Okay, inequalities was that bad. So what did people do? People blew stuff up, unfortunately. So I want to click here. The economic problems in the 1920s. Everyone kind of compares this era to the Gilded Age, the Gilded Age, the Gilded Age. So let's look at the numbers of the Gilded Age. What do you mean the Gilded Age when it comes to like the mass inequality? What does that even mean? So we're going to look at that actually the 1920s and see what that means. So from income. Farm income fell from $22 billion to $13 billion in 1929. So when you see the farm income falls, that means that money went somewhere else. The money didn't go to farmers. It went to some other people.
Who are those other people, and what was their net worth at the time of them receiving this extra money?
The wealth was very unequally divided in America. A third of all income was earned by just 5% of people. A third of income was earned by just 5% of people. So that's the math there. How much people were working, and then somehow they only got that percentage of the money. Wages did not increase as quickly as company profits, especially in the construction industry, where there was only a 4% increase in pay during the decade. So they were building all those like spectacular things in the 1920s. They were paying people like no fucking money. I mean, if they're paying them at all, probably have babies doing it too, So really, people were in debt. 60%.
But if you pay them what they're worth, it's called communism.
That's what I heard. I heard like Stalin's gonna stand in your bedroom and like watch you sleep.
If you pay your employees.
Just stand there. So this is the massive inequality, and we can go to even down further to like the racial thing. Oh my God, you want to talk about race in the 1920s?
Race for cue the Black Power Magic Hour racist show. Blah blah blah.
Racist. So what they were doing to black people? Tell me what was happening in the 1920s then.
Talking about what actually happened makes you racist. Okay? Don't talk about. Because, America's number one. And, we're going to make America great again. Never mind that, it's never been, great for people that look like you. But, it's been great for people that look like me. So, can you just shut the fuck up about history, you racist?
You know what's crazy? Look at these jobs. These are not just like jobs you just sit around and like, fucking sleep all day, fucking post on TikTok. These are like shipbuilder, coal miner, farmer.
Yeah, jobs that require hats that look like what Dave Chappelle wears.
Yo, these are like jobs you gotta like these are working jobs. So somehow people weren't being compensated.
They got colored Amish people. Look at that. Those are real jobs. No technology.
So this is crazy. But then this issue of overproduction, underconsumption, because Farmers all of a sudden had to borrow money from the banks to survive. So all of a sudden they had owe money to the banks. This
Yeah,
whole
because
time.
nobody could afford any fucking food.
So this is what happened. It just fell.
That's what happens with 33% of all the income goes to 5 people. They can only eat but so much, so many times per day.
Somehow the hardest working people of that time were struggling.
No, but they're just looking for handouts, man. Come on. They don't want to work for their money. They want to work for no money.
So we're going to talk about African Americans, people like, so when it comes to black people, we're going to talk about black people in the 1920s. 750,000 lost their jobs during the 20s. 3/4. That's like how many football stadiums of people who can't pay their tickets.
Damn, I mean, look at how far they came in 55 years from not being able to get away from the work to not being able to get any.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what the problem is that they had to pay them to do the work.
I know that's the thing. Oh, you have to give me money to do things?
Wow.
I thought usually I just do it for free and like you hit me if I don't do it.
So, it's okay. Socialism is okay as long as rich people benefit from it, according to poor people.
So we have these social pressures happening. This is building in the beginning of the 1920s. It was building and it's exploded through the 20s. And I want to show you, literally it happened in that way. There was a bombing that happened down in Wall Street on September 16th, 1920. It's the 101st anniversary of that. This is how stressed out people were like, fuck that. I'm just going to like do it all up. And hopefully nothing will come out of it because you're living in a military nightmare police state. So today marks the 100th anniversary of the 1920. This article is from last year. The second worst terrorist attack that killed 38 people and injured hundreds. So this is wild. This happened in the 1920s. You actually, if you go down in Wall Street and go in the federal courthouse, you can see like fragments, shrapnel pieces, still broken up in the marble down in Wall Street. This is like a real thing that happened. The cart carrying 500 pounds of dynamite and heavy iron weights was driven by a man who walked into the crowds minutes before the explosion. His identity remains a mystery to this day.
That's because he merged with the universe.
The victims were not rich but working class people. So the old J.P. Morgan building where the bomb exploded nearby in 1920 was never repaired. So the police ultimately decided the bombing was a terrorism plot planned by anarchists and communist sympathizers who were staunchly anti-capitalist. However, the evidence was scant. The only promising one was being the letter carrier containing anarchist flyers found by the police prior to the explosion. After investigating thousands of people and political radicals, communists, and anarchists of foreign origin, FBI and Secret Service dropped the case in 1940 without convicting any suspects with the crime. So, isn't that wild? Who is was like a ghost from the future? Like, who the fuck did that? In the 1920s. So I just want to show you that clip, and I actually want to show you. I actually have a little old ass. I mean, you're probably gonna laugh at it because it's kind of boring. It's like PBS documentary.
Who laughs when they're bored?
Oh, it's bad. Bored and bad. So I want to pull this up. Oh, I just pulled up the haunted ghost man, the Grim Reaper again. So that's what happened down in Wall Street in 1920. This is how people were blowing stuff up back in the day. I mean, back in the similar circumstances, people were literally running into the Capitol, fucking shit up. And it's crazy the parallels of times that we live in. I just want to share that little tidbit. So now I'm going to show you the video of it. Old timey people with like bullet hats and stuff like that.
It was, as one newspaper noted, a diabolical act, unparalleled in the annals of terrorism.
Oliver Platt, whoever that is narrating.
On September 16, 1920, as the bells of Trinity Church tolled, and hundreds of Wall Street workers headed out for their noontime break. An explosion struck outside the headquarters of J.P. Morgan and Company, the world's most powerful banking institution.
The bomb broke windows, it knocked trolley cars off their tracks 2 blocks away. It ignited curtains 12 stories in the air. It was just a savage, horrifying thing.
People fled their places of work and they saw basically a war zone.
This was an attack on civilians, just for the sole purpose of creating terror.
So to this day, no one's have claimed responsibility to that bombing. So
I'm pretty sure they're unable to claim anything at this point in time.
So it's just a mystery that happened. So I just want to give you that kind of spooky little history down in Wall Street that happened 101 years ago. So that's some dash and bash.
When you think about it, you know, they did this bombing. You know, most of the people that were working on Wall Street, they're not like these, you know, high-powered brokers who are making $350 or the equivalent of, you know, what would be like $350,000, $500,000 a year. You know, these were just regular ass people. And I get that, you know, whoever did the bombing is like, you know, fuck this powerful institution that is causing misery.
But they didn't
on
kill
top of
people.
misery. But they didn't kill.
Chase. They didn't kill.
Yeah.
People. They didn't.
No, they kill regular ass people.
Yeah. Who's fucking.
And it's not that different. It's not that different than what we are, the kind of stuff that we're witnessing today. It's really not that different.
Who's minding their business?
A lot of the people who are frustrated with the system, when they express that frustration externally, it usually harms people that are not part of the power structure.
Yeah, usually the brokest people. Like,
Yeah. You know, like, you know, if you think about the neighborhoods that we grew up in,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of the people who are in economic despair, who are they killing? Their next door neighbors
Yeah.
that wear a different color flag on the back of their pants.
Yeah, I mean, they're not driving across the country to go to Orange County and kill some white lady. They're staying in their communities. I mean, that's what they.
Yeah, like,
Living
you know,
1 minute at the moment. You know, like they're not.
you know, the gangsters in Florida, they're not out hunting, you know, Zimmerman. They're hunting each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does bother me a little bit. Not saying that somebody should murder Zimmerman. Not saying that somebody should murder Zimmerman or anything like that, but
That he's out there like eating Skittles and drinking Arizona iced tea.
oh, he's definitely not doing that because, you know, there's something called karma. Like the minute his hand touches both of those things at the same time, somebody's gonna be following him down the street, son. Talking about there was crime in this neighborhood.
Elder's gonna be following him down.
Yo, Larry Elder is gonna be like, you know, yeah, this guy is not really white; he's Mexican. So yeah, there was crime in this neighborhood. I mean, we're talking about, you know, racist assumption, son. Like,
Larry would turn on you, Zimmerman.
oh man.
So,
But it's just sad to see. You know, a lot of us have been properly conditioned to let our ire be thrown at our fellow man and not towards the people who have created this environment. In fact, a lot of poor people seem to be intent on protecting the wealthy at all costs.
yes, yeah. I mean, right? It's weird. It's weird seeing it happen in real time, especially when you have
Especially in middle America.
people actually showing their wealth. People are, and in a whole lot of ways, not just like buying things, but like the way they control politics, the way they control how much you get paid. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like
Absolutely.
it's like, you know, you have too much money now. Your money, you have so much money that you somehow are being paid less because you have more money. That makes no sense to me.
You want to hear something crazy though? You want to hear something crazy? I don't know if you saw this exchange that I had. You probably didn't, but I had an exchange with somebody on Twitter earlier this week who appears, by all appearances, as a black person that probably doesn't have a lot of money, and he retweets some shit. He quote retweets some shit about how it's a good thing that these kids are working at McDonald's. And I'm like, well, it's not such an issue that the kids have jobs, because I had working papers at age 14. Like, I had a job before when I was a teenager. The issue is, and especially when we're talking that dash and bash shit, the real issue is that they're not employing these kids to give them a job experience to teach them how to be professionals. They're using the kids as leverage to try to keep wages low for everybody. You know what this motherfucker's response was? A fellow black man that's probably got less money than I do. Oh, you're too woke. Go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep.
And it's like, yo, like, the fuck are you talking? Like, the thing is, like, I'm not talking about like some wokish shit. I'm talking about they're using child labor to keep your money low. This is something you should be upset by, because I'm talking about your pockets, and you don't care.
Yeah,
I'm talking about your pockets. You not understand economics?
It's not like a grandpa is teaching like their grandson how to like cut wood or build a chair. It's like McDonald's, making people flip fries with $7.25 an hour. That's a different thing when you come to teaching children. I don't know. It's just, I don't know how you can.
Yeah, get them used to being exploited as early as possible. That'll teach the older generation not to fall in line, right? And you got poor people that are like, stop advocating for me to get a better wage. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Did you know like this thing called inflation? This thing where you have to like things.
I told the guy, I said, yo, before you respond to me again, study some economics. Just study economics and then reply. Because nothing you're saying is making any sense. And it's poor people, it's people that look like us, and they cape for the rich so hard. My nigga, you will never be CEO of McDonald's. Guaranteed.
You need a lot of lawyers.
Man, chances are he's only seen one kind of lawyer. I think he goes by public defender. Okay? And I'm over here advocating for, stop complaining, do something about it. Yo, look at my fucking Twitter bio. I'm one half of Black Power Magic Hour. We report on this shit every fucking week.
You got people out here who are like, yeah, so this situation we have here is a weird situation. We posted a meme. We have to finish up the segment and talk about this live. But this is Dash and Bash. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and then Dr. Evo. He's live on Twitch, Discord, and that's
Twitch.
Twitch you out.
And I'm advocating for your economic rights on Twitter. All right.
Dash.
You can come holla at me about it on Discord. This is Dash and Bash.